Well, it is the fifth week of LCS Spring Split with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm here on the second day, joined by Swordart for our first interview in maybe years. Swordart, so good to talk to you again. What have the past couple of months been like for you since joining TSM? What has it been like being a member of TSM?
Being the member of TSM is it also gives you a lot of pressure because everyone knows that TSM is for sure the best team in LCS, right? And after Doublet and Soren retire, and I join the team, I also need to carry the team a lot and try to make we looks like a really good team because I was the leader in the team. So when I joined to the new team, I also need to put so much on let everyone be on the same page. Yeah, and um, also because I also have a little bit communicate problem because my English is not really well. So, but I really try hard and I want to do the same thing in Suning or in Flash Wolf. So I want to make we looks like a really strong team.
Well, how has your English been coming along? Because obviously, I think everybody can understand what you're saying right now, but I don't know if you're taking lessons or you just watch a lot of shows or how you've sort of been developing it.
Mm, I think because I watch a lot of English broadcast of the tournament, so I also learn a lot from the game. And also after I joined, after I came to Los Angeles, I every day I try to just use all English to communicate with every member. I try to because TSN also ask me to do we need to find the translator? I say no because I want to improve my English faster. I want to say more. So that's why right now a little bit better than maybe 2 years ago because I remember we 2 years ago have a English interview.
Yes. But I mean, your English was good then too. And in fact, whenever you were coming over here or it was announced, I shared that interview that you and I did 2 years ago. So people could see like, oh yeah, Sardar's English is pretty good. So, but it's exciting to see. What has it been like playing with Lost? Because I think a lot of people think like, okay, Lost, kind of a newer player, Swordart, this veteran. So, what is the dynamic between the two of you?
mm, I think bot lane sometimes depends on how good uh, are we together, because maybe one player play good, but another player also play good, but they cannot uh, communicate really well and they cannot play be on the same page. And then even how good you are, but you still will lose. So I think I play with Lost is really good because Lost really he listened me a lot and he practice a lot. So I really like to play the with him. And also I think we are improving really fast. So I like to play with him so much.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Whenever I think of you and Lost, I often think also about CoreJJ and Tactical, who are a similar situation of like veteran
Yeah.
player, kind of leader on the team, newer player. CoreJJ, I think, has in little ways sort of positioned himself as like the boss against you, like with little tweets or like even the video that Riot did where they put. So, what do you think of when you think of CoreJJ? Do you think of him as like your rival or a boss you have to fight?
Yeah, CoreJJ was world champion before in Ardent Sensor meta.
Yeah.
And he played really well. And I also think he's a really good leader because he joined everything and everything have a good score. So um, I think I'm a little bit similar with him because I also I was also the leader in the team. So I think um, yeah, play against him is really really interesting.
Yeah.
And and also I think he and me think about the game is the same thing. Some support player have two kind of play style. One play style is they really focus on their mechanics, and but another support player is really care about how to let the team group together and grow up to it together. So I think we both are the second style of team. Yeah.
Do you think of him as a rival or a challenger for you in the league?
Mm. Yeah, I think CoreJJ for sure. He is my biggest enemy in the league.
Yeah.
So every time play against Team Liquid is really interesting. I think he also think about the same because when we play against him, he really like to call his jungler counter bot. Yeah. So yeah,
You notice he's getting help a little more often in your games, maybe.
yeah.
I I really like the idea of you and CoreJJ just sitting in bot lane, both of you trying to like face the other and kind of mind controlling your ADC to try to like fight against each other. It's fun to think about.
Mm.
Uh, well, look, TSM is in an interesting situation where I think for whatever reason TSM has looked pretty high on the standings, but a lot of analysts and other players that I talk to don't seem to want to give TSM very much credit. Or maybe they say like, oh yeah, C9 is really good, and then Team Liquid is really good, or 100 Thieves is really good. So why do you have any ideas on why it is that people think TSM is perhaps not as good as the record shows for them?
Mm, I also don't know who say about
Yeah.
will not be the really good team, but I have really good confidence about everyone hands because I think uh, everyone in our team have really good laning laning style and they have really good champion pool. So I think um, maybe C9 is a little bit better than us right now, but I think another team not that scary for us. Yeah.
What about Team Liquid? Because a lot of people feel like they say like, oh, it's probably going to be C9 TL finals. So what do you think of TSM versus
Oh,
Team Liquid?
uh, yeah. We beat them twice in
Yes,
LCS, right?
I guess
And
that's all you need to say.
also, I think both our laner will not lose to them. So I have really good confidence about play against Team Liquid. We just need to make sure we everyone do the same thing and we looks like a really good team, and then we will win.
I also wanted to talk to you because yesterday I was interviewing Alfari, from Team Liquid, and he was saying that he has a couple frustrations with
Oh,
LCS practice and maybe the meta, where
oh.
he says in LCS, some teams during scrims will just reset after draft, and so they'll scout your draft and then they'll
Oh,
reset the scrim. And
we
he also said he feels like LCS players tend to play the safe or easy champions and maybe don't try as much. So
oh,
do you think
that's
these
true.
are yeah, so it sounds like you think the second one is true. Is
The
that
first thing I don't agree because I haven't seen that happen before
okay?
right now. Yeah.
So the second thing you think is true.
Hmm.
Do you think that that is a problem for LCS that we try to play it too safe?
I think every region have a different play style. Just like LPL play really aggressive. So sometimes another viewer will think, wow, LCK not interesting because LCK not really like to fight. So I also don't think LCS play style really safe and slowly is that big problem. We just need to find our uh, we just need to make sure we can make our playstyle to the strongest, and then every playstyle can win the champion. But the main thing to decide the game win or lose sometimes it just depends on how good is your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the mechanics then.
Yeah, but I also think a little bit frustrated about because LCS play best of one. Best of one is a really maybe good for the viewer, but really not good for the team to grow up. Because best of one sometimes makes you need to play really safe. Because if you play really aggressive and then they punish you, you might lose the game. Even you play against really not good team.
Right.
So after I joined LPL, we play best of 3 in every regular season. So every time when I was in Suning, we can try to even try to pick some champion we didn't practice in scrim, but we still pick on the stage. So that's why just like okay, in last year we play against top esport in world semifinal, and we picked Shen jungle, but we didn't try it before. So that's why I think in regular season is the best for everything to grow up. So yeah, I think best of one. Yeah.
That's so best of ones are frustrating to you. So is there anything else that you think, because obviously you've played now in a couple different places, so is there anything else that you see in the LCS as a change that you would like to see, or any frustrations you've had with like scrim culture or solo queue or something?
60 ping.
60 ping, yeah.
Yeah, 16 ping also will make the player playstyle change, because 16 ping sometimes you will decide to run away from the skill shot, but you didn't try to dodge and outplay them. That's why maybe the playstyle become really slow, a little bit recent. Yeah. So I also think 60 ping too high.
Yeah. Do you feel this is a good question, in my opinion, for you, because you've obviously played at the highest levels. So do you think it is harder or more difficult to be good in North America because of the ping and issues like that?
Yeah. If you stay in a really don't have really big challenge region, usually you cannot be the really strong team. So yeah, so I think the thing what I can do is I try to do the same thing when I was in Suning, and try to watch a lot of the Korean solo queue meta, and also watch the Asian region tournament, and try to let everyone in our team to do the same similar thing, and then that's what we can do. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you're a fascinating person to talk to because there's so much conversation going on right now about how to make LCS better. So I'm happy to talk to you about that. Kind of going back to TSM, you've talked a lot about how you're now a leader on the team. You know, I think for a lot of people, they think the term like shot caller is kind of outdated because a lot of players all contribute to decision making. But do you think that you are the primary shot caller on TSM? Are you like the one who makes a lot of the decisions?
No, I'm not the shot caller in TSM, but I in draft or in after game, I will try to talk with all of my team members together to say, here maybe we should control the vision first, and then we do the jungle, camp, or right now we should try to raise the turret or something. And in game, I will not code too much, because in game everyone have their mind they want to decide what they can do. So if in game only I to do the shot caller, also not really good,
Yeah.
because another player can see the different view, right? Maybe better than me. But in feedback and draft, I will talk a lot.
Gotcha. What is it like for you playing with Hooney? Because I think you are, a very, I'm sure you have fun, but you seem very thoughtful and deliberate, and, you're just kind of calm. And then Hooney is this big, wild personality who says all this stuff and laughs, and, so what is it like for the two of you working together?
I really like to play with Hooney, yeah, because he's a really fun guy, and also I think he have really good mental, yeah. So every time even we lost the game, he still will try to let everyone to have a good mental. So this is really important. Every team must have one member have this kind of mental, because it will make a team grows better.
That's cool to hear. What is TSM like compared to some of your other teams that you have played for? Does it feel very different? Are all the personalities different, or are any of them similar to your previous teams?
I think last are a little bit last is a little bit similar with Huanfeng.
Okay.
Yeah, because they both are new player in the league, and they also tried really hard. So yeah, I think they are both a little bit similar, and I like to play with them.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, hey, Swordart, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank
It's
you.
so great to talk to you again after all these years, and you always have great answers. So thank
Yeah.
you. Is there anything you want to say to any TSM fan out there?
I also really appreciate that you interviewed
Oh,
me.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to say just, yeah, I really want to make I really want to make TSM be the really good team. And right now we are keep trying, and I will not, no matter what thing happen, I will not give up. I will try to make everyone be better, and also make TSM be the strongest team in the league, and also in world.
Very good. Well, hey, thank you so much, Sword Art, again for the interview. I really appreciate it. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. When I walk down the street in a mask, people yell at me and they say, "Is that gaming god Travis Gafford?" And it's always kind of embarrassing. I'm like, I kind of like cover the mask a little bit more, try to duck away. But then eventually a lot of people are all yelling about it. And what people don't know is that I would not be the gaming god that I am today without Alienware. You can check them out in the description, alienware.com/Travis, Travis10 off. It'll save you 10% off your order. And then maybe you can get people cheering your name randomly on the street. I can't guarantee it. There's no promises, right? Like, this is not like a legally binding. Like, if there's fine print at the bottom, and there's not, because I don't want my editor to spend time doing that. But if there was, it would say that there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. Look, I just don't want any liability around this. So, but alienware.com/Travis, Travis10 off. Check the link in the description. Use that code, save 10%, and it'll help me create content like this. The video that you just watched, I mean, specifically, and the other videos on this channel.